What's up? What's the deal, YouTube? With I'm like the fucking a disc jockey over here, like Larry King, the king of the fucking podcast. He has like 19 podcasts a week. Like, what's that shit? A living color. I'm the bus man, the bass man, the fucking airplane driver, the taxi man. You know what I mean? Like 1,000 gigs over. But anyway, this is it's like, I don't know what the hell this is, but it's like a get together, like a mini set podcast. I don't have a name for it. We're just gonna be talking about Sony and the way that they announced today that they will not be bringing the PlayStation 4 Neo to E3. So I got with me my boy Dean. Get shout yourself out, Dean.
What's up? What's up? What it do?
And I have the resident pony, my man Porter Rock.
What's going?
The Xbox killer.
What's up? What's up? This
Yeah, my boy Porter Rock.
We're doing 60 frames, no lag up in here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Porter Rock, man, turned Jay against me. But anyway, so let's jump straight to it. So Sony came out to announce today, Dean and Porter Rock, that they will not be bringing the PlayStation 4 to E3. What are you guys' thoughts about that?
Hold on, who's going first? Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, I think well, first they gotta push VR. So
Okay.
I don't know if they have the time to also push a new console when they gotta push VR. So I think that's part of the reason, and also too, I think they want to see. I think the other reasons they're a little bit scared of what the Scorpio, the leaks are saying that it's going to be more powerful, and they're trying to take a wait and see approach, so they can say, oh, Microsoft announced their system is 6 teraflops, and they go, oh, ours is going to be better, ours is going to be 8 teraflops. I think they want to try to catch Microsoft sleeping like they did with the initial launch of the Xbox One, because that launch, the PS4 is supposed to have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and then when they found out Microsoft specs, boom, they bumped it up to 8 gigabytes, and that made the world of difference.
Yeah. Oh, hold on one second, ladies. What's up, baby girl?
Sony trying to be sneaky.
Give me 1 second. Then you go to the video, okay? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So yeah.
All's fair in loving consoles.
Yeah. So Sony, but if you didn't know, even to the developers, normally on a dev kit or a debug kit, you have more gigs of RAM. You know what I mean? Like, say if the Xbox One right now, on that dev debug kit, the Xbox One has 8 gigs of RAM. On a debug kit, might have 12 gigs of RAM. You know what I mean? To, give you room to fix whatever you need and tighten it up. So developers thought that the PlayStation 4 was only going to have 4 gigs. So they had 8 gigs to, tighten them and then narrow it down to 4 gigs. You know what I mean? So, and it wasn't until the last minute, it's only like, haha, it really is 8 gigs of, GDDR5. And to be honest, launch games, they're not maxing out the console. They're not pushing it to, to the fullest anyway. So, it is what it is. So you think Sony may try to put the piece right there? You think Sony may try to change their specs at the last minute? Because here's the thing.
Definitely.
Just go in the kitchen. So here's the thing. From what again, we can talk. I hate to keep saying this shit again, but from what I read, this console was supposed to come out in October. You know what I mean? So realistically speaking, this console is supposed to come out in October. If it's supposed to come out in October, right now the units should be sitting for like mass production. You know what I mean? They try to probably crank out about 2 million of those things between now and Christmas. So right now, this thing is probably in the Silicon Foxconn in China somewhere, being made for mass production. Do you think at this late in the States they can get and change the specs of this thing?
Well, they can. Well, anything's possible. They could delay it to add something to it. It'd be very costly to do such a thing, and it's highly unlikely. The more logical approach is probably they overclock the CPU and GPU to try to
get more that's what I'm saying, because like Microsoft, remember the last minute they overclocked the CPU, I'm sorry, in the Xbox One to try to I guess compete with Sony specs. It didn't really help them so much, but at the last minute Microsoft overclocked their CPU. But Porter Rock, what do you think about this news? First of all, are you upset? Because if you didn't know, Porter Rock's a PlayStation dude. Are you upset? Talk to me, man. What's going on? What's going on?
Well, I don't want to say upset. It's kind of surprising though, but I would say this: this is definitely a true confirmation because this is actually legit
You know,
What? Wait, so what you should say?
yeah.
Next gen? What legit?
No,
what
man,
you
I'm
got?
gonna say I'm wrong. I got egg on my face. I didn't believe you, but you
How
the
you
man.
not believe me?
You right.
Next gen.
Hey, you got this. You were the first one been saying it for it seems like years.
You know what's crazy as
and
hell?
you were on point. You had
And
this
you know
before
what's
any other. There are forums that weren't even talking about this, and you were preaching, and nobody was listening.
You know what's crazy? You put around. I don't know why I'm paid as being. I'm really. It's one thing if my wife hates said I'm too honest. I don't lie. You know what I mean? Even with fucking whether you 12,000 for me, I keep it funky. You know what I mean? I do enough sin in my life. I try to be as honest as possible. And you're right. You know, I've been talking about this here.
And nobody was talking about it. And that's probably one of the main things because you were the only one by yourself. Not a forum, not a YouTube channel, not even one of those weirdo places. Nobody. It was by yourself, so we thinking that.
But it was the same
weird
thing.
One dude.
You know, it was
right.
the same thing about DirectX 12.
Yeah, you were right. Yeah, same thing with DirectX. So you pushed it out too.
And I got so much hate through the community.
And now,
you dumbass Xbox. Here go Rich. Shout out to Rich from UTech USA. You dumbass. And DirectX 12 is not gonna do nothing for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So now, when Next Gen say something, put some respect on it.
Put some respect on it, man.
But now for this thing, y'all. So to understand this, you gotta understand Sony. Sony always, and a lot of people don't really understand this. Sony always tries to come out with the most powerful console. The only time another company comes out with a more powerful console than what Sony did is if they release after them. Like for example, the N64 was more powerful, released after. GameCube and Xbox released after. But Sony, that's all they know. I mean, fuck, they tried to make a handheld as powerful as a console. That's why they're all about power. Sony always been about power, you know? If another product comes out after, then it is what it is. There's nothing Sony could do about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you best believe when Sony releases a console, their intent is to be the most powerful hardware out on the market. So I think they're trying to capitalize that on too. They want to be the most powerful hardware on the market. So it's going to be interesting how the whole Microsoft, because somebody's got to come out first. So the question is, who's going to be the first one to roll the dice at that point?
Again, according to what was shown to me a while ago. Okay, I'm going to say this again. This console is supposed to come out in October. Mm-hmm. And to call on, because with the VR, because like you said, there's no sequel. What also was kind of told to me. Let me say this: a lot of things how do you say? A lot of things I am privy to. And I'm not saying let me say this here. I'm not an industry insider by any means. I'm not saying that I'm anybody. But do I know people within the industry? Yes, I've met a lot of people that work within it since I've been doing YouTube. It's fact. You can have a small, like I tell you before, I say this. You'd be surprised who watches your channel. Now, with that being said, a lot of things I won't say on the air. You know what I mean? Because I'm a little bit, and I don't want to be sued, and you can be sued. You know, we're talking about billion-dollar investments. And even when I was saying before, it was a Kotaku Polygon when they came out and said, "Look at the cup." When they came out and said that about the base mode and neo mode, I kind of reword. I said, just think about playing the game in the low settings. They come out and play it in the high setting. What no way in hell will come out and say that right there. Like, I wasn't gonna do that. No, I'm not. You know what I mean? But I already knew. You know what I mean? And like I said, and the person that more or less put me here told me not to say anything. And once Kotaku came out, and I believe it was Kotaku Polygon, to talking about the base mode. It might have been even Eurogamer. I say, yeah, fine, fuck it, it is what it is. You just think, base mode, neo mode, and according to what I read, every game that comes, if you want your game to pass certification on the PlayStation 4, quote unquote Neo, it has to have a base mode and quote unquote a neo mode. And then people could talk about this was another thing. Well, it's not going to be 4K. First of all, the people that were saying that, you're downplaying, like, we're talking about going about 4+ teraflops in a closed environment. You know what I mean? Like, that's saying that that's not a lot of fucking, that's a lot of fucking juice up under the hood. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just think about how Pretty View Uncharted is, and that's done with 1.8 teraflops. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Think about how Pretty Rise is, and that was done with 1.3 teraflops. You know what I mean? For you to, and then the other one, I guess I got to take, for my Xbox guy. Well, what about the bottleneck? It's still you're still the same fucking shit. Like, you motherfucker. Listen, like, goddamn. One thing I give Sony credit to, they are a hardware company. The fact that they can have that powerful console, they have the power supply inside the goddamn console, that's Sony's strong suit.
Yeah.
Microsoft is a software company. When it comes to software and network, they will all, and features like that, they will all be leaping like years ahead of Sony. That's what Microsoft does. That's what pays the fucking bills for them. Now, again, you know, and it's not even so much. It's not even they're using the same. Everything got even a higher memory bandwidth. Like, that's a beastly goddamn console for $400 fucking dollars. That's why I was telling all you guys out there, who the fuck is going to buy a Slim? You know, when you can buy a goddamn Neo for $400, doesn't make any sense. If your biggest competitor is going to go in there and fucking add some more Big Mac sauce onto the same Big Mac, why wouldn't Microsoft? I don't know. Maybe you think because I'm black, I don't know what the fuck it is, bro. Like, it's like I was just fucking pulling out my fucking teeth. Yo, and my friend, I almost said his fucking name. He was like, "How the fuck do you deal with it?" I was like, "I don't fucking know." Like, God, you know what I mean? I got people. I'm making bets. I'm telling you guys, there are new consoles that are coming. You know what I mean? Like, they're coming.
They're coming. Yeah, they
You know what I mean? When you got the Wall Street Journal talking about this. We're not talking about the Inquirer. We're not talking about this. But this is fucking fact. And I've seen it from the actual developer. Then I seen some other papers from another developer. You know. But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at like this fucking. It is. But I was fucking excited. Just me being a gamer. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know. Like for those who say that, you know, hardware is the console, like on your bullshit. Like, who the fuck don't like nice looking games? Like, say, I don't want a pretty woman. I want an ugly bitch with a flat ass. Like, knock it the fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? The American way, I want fast cars and beautiful bitches. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little let down, Puerto Rock, because I want to see the PlayStation 4 Neo.
Yeah.
That's to believe that.
With them not announcing at E3, it's definitely not coming out this year.
Let me tell you this.
Maybe because, you know, maybe the manufacturing process, or maybe they don't have enough GPUs.
No, it's coming. No, I disagree with that. It is coming this year.
I don't see how.
AMD released in their financial call to the investors that they're going to be wrapping up production for it on the second half of this year. So they can't.
Well, that could just be the manufacturing process, but the actual PS4, that's separate.
No, they said they're going to get revenue from it, and they're expecting most of their revenue in the second half to come from these consoles. And they're saying
the VR is coming out this year.
No. Well, what I'm saying is,
but
AMD can still make money. Doesn't mean that the PS5.
Yeah, but in their investment call, they were asked what do they feel will be the majority of their money coming in, and they said it was not. Of course, they said they're going to receive money from the GPUs and the other stuff, but they said primarily it's going to be from these new custom socks. And so how are they going to be making money off of these custom socks if they're not being released this year, right?
No, because whatchamacallit, Sony buys it. Sony, Microsoft, they'll buy it from AMD. But then once they purchase it from AMD, Sony, Microsoft
they said another one is coming next year.
Yeah.
So no, when you're listening to the investment calls, that's not the way they do it actually. So it's something is coming. One of them is a new console from AMD.
Maybe something, because you got to think about the marketing. You got to think about, if Sony doesn't announce it at E3, when are they going to announce it?
Gamescom.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's August. That means you got
or don't they have? Doesn't Sony have a specific event for their own stuff
in September? But here's the thing.
There's TGS in September. I mean, if the thing's supposed to launch in October, they have to announce it now.
But listen, here's the thing. Puerto Rock again.
That's way too close.
And that's why I said I'm a little disappointed. But it's gonna they're gonna show it at Gamescom. But here's the thing again, because just be honest. What's also those games on the vanilla PlayStation 4 VR, they run like shit. You know what I mean? Sony is heavily invested in the VR. You know what I mean? This PlayStation 4 Neo and this VR, they go together like a sock.
That's another thing. Both are coming out. Supposedly VR is supposed to come out in October.
Yeah, they both come out in October.
I don't think that's going to be a good sales strategy.
But listen,
like a $300-$400 VR, or $400 or $500.
Again, according to what I read, let's get wrong. It's going to sell out because the diehards are going to buy it day one. It becomes as successful as adapted by the casuals. So whatever somebody puts out between now and Christmas, they're gonna sell all of it. Whether it's the Neo, whether it's the fucking VR, they're gonna sell it all. You know what I mean? And they're gonna come out with these. Well, yeah, we sold such and such. The hardcore, the diehards are gonna buy it day one. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is this: is according to what I read. You know what I mean? Every game released in October has to support both base mode and Neo mode. The system is supposed to come out in October. You know what I mean? According to what I read back then. You know, maybe could they change? I don't know. But according to what I read, it's supposed to come out in October. So I was looking and gearing up for a E3 announcement. You know what I mean? Because again, you think about there's no other big stage in quote unquote E3. You know what I mean? They're probably, maybe are they going to try to wait to see what Microsoft comes out with, and maybe they try to sit back and I don't know if they really can counter. You know what I mean? Because they done paid for what they're going to pay for. This is because Microsoft, to be honest, Sony are stretching themselves kind of thin because you have a new console launching and a $400 peripheral. That's a lot of R&D right there, bro. You know what I mean? That's a lot of R&D. And also to this, I give credit with the game Horizon. What's that? Horizon Dawn? What's that goddamn game?
Yeah, Zero Dawn.
That's running in Neo mode. That's not the regular PlayStation 4.
You think so?
You know? Yes, I know.
100%. Well, I'm surprised you. I'm surprised you picked it up. I also picked it up. That's definitely
running in Neo mode. Even going forward, like I also, you know, man, I shouldn't even say this, but even going forward, like I told you, everything that Sony advertises, whatever, you're gonna see it in fucking Neo mode.
Oh yeah.
So you know how you usually do this? They show you the PC version of Call of Duty and this, that, and the other. All that shit you're gonna see is gonna be running on the quote unquote the Neo mode. And you know, let's remember, we have these consoles in the home. We know the goddamn PlayStation 4 and the cheap graphics looking like that. Did you see that shit there? Did you see that shit? Like that's like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like
Horizon, yeah,
Horizon. Like,
that shit. I made a video. Woo.
Yeah, that's running the Neo mode, and that's how they're gonna get the people. Like you know, what I mean, who doesn't want your game to look like that? You know what I mean? I guarantee you, on the vanilla PlayStation 4, it's not going to look like that.
I'm gonna be mad as shit.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna be like, fuck this shit.
This delay too. I think they could be also upping the CPU because I remember when the leaks came out.
Yes.
They said that they weren't sure if they were gonna use that CPU or upgrade to a higher CPU.
Oh, yeah.
I think for sure with the scare of Scorpio in the Horizon there, I think for sure they're upgrading the CPU, and that's another reason why we're not seeing it at E3.
Yeah, there could be a couple of things.
I'm just saying, I was looking forward to seeing this. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I don't know, man.
You know what this means, right?
What is Microsoft going to do now?
That's no Scorpio. They're definitely not going to show. Why would they show the Scorpio and the specs for it to let Sony?
Maybe not even show the specs. Okay, don't give the specs, but still, because Sony already confirmed that the console is coming out to play, and it says. Oh, I'll tell you right now what the hell it says here. That's what I'm telling people. It's not going to do 4K. Like you motherfuckers.
It says 4K.
It's definitely going to do 4K.
Listen, bro.
No, it says Sony has. It says right here the console will be a high-end PS4 that supports 4K resolutions.
But I said that shit back then. There's no way in hell it can get 4K with those specs. What the fuck is wrong with you people? It was like
now,
this fucking.
They also said something about price. It says it will be more expensive than the current 350 model. So it's at least $4. It's at least $4.
Oh, that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be $500, I think.
And if it's $500, then.
But again,
yeah, but if it's $500, giving you the performance of let's say $1,000 PC rig, who the hell's not gonna buy that?
And also like the AMD's the 480, that's $199. That video card is 5 teraflops.
Yes, it is.
It's
actually 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5 teraflops.
Yeah.
But also you gotta realize this too. You gotta realize that's a desktop GPU. Yeah. Those don't go inside consoles.
Oh, yeah.
We get mobile GPUs. You know what I mean? It's not, you can't put that big ass card. It's too much heat in the fucking you want to sleep little console because the card itself is probably as long as the goddamn console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those cards are fucking thick. You're not gonna get the same. You know, like problem is that if I have a 980, just say a 980 in my desktop and have a 980 in my laptop, my desktop will outperform my laptop.
But I believe that's going to change with Polaris because it's on 14 nanometers.
Oh, and that can change for going by what we're doing now. Exactly. You're absolutely right.
The FinNet production, 14 nanometers?
Yeah. Because
that changes everything.
The GTX 1080 and 1070, they've actually shrunk them down and they're putting them in laptops. And they're pretty much the same with just maybe a little bit less stream process. They call it different. I think CUDA cores with a little bit less CUDA cores, but it's pretty much the same. And the performance is like, from looking at I believe it was 10 or I believe it was like 10% like less performance than its like the counterpart that's in
Which
the
is
full
not bad at
counterpart,
all, man.
which is
That's
not
not
bad
bad
at
at
all.
all.
So when with this 14 nanometers, 16 nanometers, this technology, everything is smaller. It's less power consumption, so they can fit it into small things. It doesn't take that
Yeah.
much power.
But
That's
no, it's
crazy.
crazy as hell. I think everyone should just buy next gen a coffee and say we're sorry, next gen. Yeah,
Apologize.
yeah, but listen, it
Apologize.
says Andrew House, president and global chief executive of Sony Interactive Entertainment, told the Financial Times that the high-end PlayStation 4 will be more expensive than the current 350 version. I thought the PS4 was $300, but it's $350. It is intended to sit alongside and complement the standard PlayStation 4, he said. We will be selling both versions through the life cycle. The new console, which is codenamed Neil, would target the hardcore gamers, and he said, as well as consumers with a 4K television, setting to look for more high-resolution content. As well as new hardware, Sony is also seeking to broaden the appeal of the PlayStation 4 through a new service such as its PS View, Internet TV, and PS Music app. Fuck all that. Spotify. Said reports of the new console emerged in March on gaming news sites Kotaku after Sony began talking to developers about creating games that were compatible to improve with improved hardware. The anticipation intensified ahead of next week's E3 gaming conference in Los Angeles, where Microsoft is also believed to be planning to launch of its Xbox One console. I want to hear what it says about the UHDR. Obviously, here it says nothing less is approved. There we go. Nothing less, he downplayed concerns that the move will cause problems between the old and the new hardware. All games will support the standard PS4, and we anticipate all of the very large majority of games will also support the high-end PS4. So what is he saying by that? He says all games will support the standard PS4, and we anticipate that all or a very large majority of games will also support the high-end PS4, he said.
But I think that's a disclaimer because the games that are already out, like the games we play now, they may not patch them.
Yeah.
So that way, somebody buys the Division, or let's say if they don't, let's say like the Destiny, let's say Destiny doesn't do a Neo mode, whatever, then at least Sony can get sued or whatever for games that, you know what I'm saying, for the older games.
We're gonna need some clarification on that one there.
Because it makes sense. Because if you say all games support Neo, right?
Yeah.
And you buy Division, and you be like, hey, there's no Neo mode.
It's up to the
And
developer.
Sony has to backtrack and say, well,
it's up to the developer to go back and patch it.
Yeah. So there's some games that won't be.
So that may not. I'm just saying, Killzone. Older games may not work on the quote unquote.
Yeah, even the first party, like Uncharted 4 might not have a Neo mode.
And you see this.
Not even so much Neo mode. Just to be able to work on it. Period. Maybe difficult. But it says here, both PlayStation 4 RAM will also support its forthcoming virtual reality headset, will go on sale later this year. Developers should also see a seamless experience between the two versions, he said, requiring a small but manageable amount of extra work when creating games for both. As with the current PS4 and its forthcoming VR headset, the new console will be standalone, profitable at the time that we launch it. Profitable?
Damn.
At the time that we launch it,
yeah.
Mr. House said, in the past, when Sony subscribed to the cost of a console. Oh, wow. But so anyway, this console here is indeed going to be 4K. Maybe not native, or depends on the game, or at least upscaled to 4K. I'm all about it, man. I can't wait. I'm excited, but I wish they would have shown it here. Fucking, you know what it is? Sony have boxed itself in the corner because power, and having the better version of the multiplex. Now that may not be the case with the Scorpio around the corner, and also too, what I've kind of heard that when it comes to hardware, that Microsoft won't lose on that. I mean, they won't get outgunned in that department anymore.
No, they won't. Also, too, going forward, a lot of people don't know, Microsoft, at least 3-4 years ago, I think even when the Xbox One first started, they patented modular.
Yes, in 2012. I did a video on that. It was also not like that. I can't say this. I did a video about this again. I had a very small channel. Maybe I had 6 subscribers. And I was giving a certain article. And also, like I said, was talking to me back then. People looked at me like I have 3 fucking eyeballs. You know what I mean? But I talked about it. I may not be lazy and go get put the video up. But Microsoft patented a upgradable console. You know what I mean? So I think that maybe the Scorpio may be upgradable. You know what I mean? But and also too, like I said, in 2014 came out that Microsoft was going to do a low-end console, a mid-range console, and a high-end console. You know what I mean? So, like, what do you think about it? Or would you be interested in upgrading a console, or would you just leave it as it is?
I mean, like with modular parts, I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. I
Well,
gotta
what
see
they
how it
mean by
works out.
I think what they mean by modular parts is that they could add
External,
GPUs
yeah, external GPUs. You
and
know,
like CPUs, stuff like that.
click it in, click and keep it moving.
I mean,
I think it's. I mean, it's. Listen, I don't. Again, I don't think that's that hard though. I mean, that's not saying it is that hard. I mean, it's not as hard, but they probably make it like some Fisher Price shit, very consumer friendly. Have it looking sleek up top. And you're gonna get that new external GPU for $150, man. Damn it, I'm playing this shit at fucking 19K. Like, you know, I think, bro, I just think that's the fucking wave, man. You know, like,
yeah,
you ain't got to spend 500 on a new console. Get split 150, get that motherfucker extra, get that extra pop. Who pop? You know what I mean? Like, come on, are you buying the Neo Day one?
who me? Oh
Yes.
man, I don't know. I probably would. At
Ain't
this
no
point.
problem,
I
bro.
think. I think.
You just got the YouTube channel. You just started your YouTube channel,
Yeah,
bro.
I think I probably would now. The more I see it, especially like you said, if I see God of War,
You just
you
seen,
know,
bro. You just seen.
It's coming. It's coming.
You just seen Horizon. What's the name of the goddamn game?
yeah, that thing looks beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, that's running in Neo mode. That's not on the fucking the quote the vanilla PlayStation 4. That's running in Neo mode. You know what I mean? Best to believe. You know what I mean? Now, again, call next gen a liar again. Call me anything but a child of God.
Nah, I ain't doing that shit again. Listen,
You know, I'm asking you a question.
I'm putting some respect on it.
Not the so. I think maybe now, you know, my little itty bitty shitty ass channel, I get a little more credibility. You know, when I say stuff like this, when people are still looking like I got fucking 3 eyeballs.
Yeah.
I just say fuck.
But I would say though, this gen it was important for Sony to have the more powerful system because last gen they were getting wrecked.
They had
the most powerful.
They had the most
powerful
powerful. But the perception was it wasn't the most powerful because of how the design.
You know what the problem was?
Processor, split pool memory. It just made like a
You
lot
know
of.
what the problem was?
Because Digital Foundry was doing head-to-heads back then.
But it wasn't as big as it is now.
And
You know what the problem was? What Sony and even the creator, the founder of Atari, said Microsoft's strong suit is that they have great development kit and tools. Sony was seen with dev kit in Japanese and binary code with a bunch of ones and fucking zeros and say fuck you, figure it out.
Yeah.
That was their problem. It wasn't that Cell wasn't powerful. Cell was look at the game that was
It was just too difficult to program for.
There you go. And Sony had horrible fucking
support.
Horrible. People have been complaining about that since the days. But they were kind of how you say, humble and doing the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 2, forget about it. Fuck you, paying me.
Yeah.
They were sending me fuckers. Literally, I was reading this shit here, and a friend of mine told me they would send you a dev kit in Japanese or in Taiwanese or some shit with no instructions how to get this shit. Nothing, no support or nothing. Like Sony, it was horrible, bro. But Microsoft, that's one thing I said. I give them credit as far as the Xbox 360. Like certain games, like you look at a game like Assassin's Creed Recorded, was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, it was announced an exclusive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And, you know, back then, they say, there was no contracts and that shit, but Microsoft was going around like, hey, this is how they were helping developers make games for them. They were pounding down doors, you know what I mean? So then the Xbox 360 became the lead platform, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had been the same thing, and had the PlayStation been the lead platform, games that ran like shit on the Xbox 360. You know what I mean? That's why I said I gave Microsoft credit, you know, last generation, you know what I mean? Like, they really, you know, to only sell 25 million consoles with the OG Xbox and sell upwards to 90 million fucking units without a handheld, Microsoft did a damn good job with the Xbox 360, man. And then they just fucking got pig-headed, man. You know, they just fucking...
They just lost their focus.
I don't know what the fuck.
TV.
Yeah, they went to lost focus. They wanted more. They wanted more than just
it's not
dominating
more. You know what? There's nothing wrong with wanting more because, again, if you look at the number one, and according to the Guinness Book of World Records, the PlayStation 3 was the number one device for Netflix, okay? No one just plays games on their fucking console. Now, with that being said, it wasn't the problem with the TV. The problem was because they did spend over $1 billion on fucking exclusives, okay? I want to say that right there. But the problem was in the messaging is that when they revealed their console, it was the hardcore gamer, you know what I mean, they took off work, such as myself. I didn't sell no dope that day. And I sat in the house and to see Microsoft reveal their console, and they showed us nothing but TV. There wasn't a problem with the TV shit, you know what I mean? It's just that they didn't have that wasn't the audience for that, you know what I mean? That was the problem. It wasn't a TV shit because again they still invested over $1 billion, 3 times more than what Sony and Nintendo invested into exclusive. You know what I mean? 3 times. I was talking about this shit. Like, how you say nothing about gaming? Microsoft invested 3 times more money, over $1 billion in exclusives. Like that's a fact. 20 exclusive brand new IPs. I mean, and you can go back and look. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But it's when they announced this stuff, it was like, oh my god, what are you guys doing?
It was timing.
I remember that.
Timing was off.
I remember that day too when they showed the Kinect. A lot of people freaked out and saying, "Why am I forced to get this Kinect?"
Yeah,
that was another thing. That was a big mistake. Hey, the Kinect. I love my Kinect. It's probably the best device of its kind in the world, to be honest with you. But it shouldn't have been forced down the consumer store. It should have been optional.
No, it was just
we can't. The system can't run without it. There's no switch that we can turn it off. You have to get it. Then boom, a year later.
They changed everything. But again, with the Kinect, check it out, right? Check this shit out. And the biggest gripe was that your biggest competitor was $400. You're $500. And the reason why you just wanted to $500 was because you had the more powerful console. Is it because of a fucking peripheral that wasn't even software to support the goddamn Kinect at launch? Really,
there was no software or no.
And on top of it, your hardware was weaker too.
Not only that, and then I'm telling you, man, go to Call of Duty Ghost. Oh my God, when it was announced,
720p.
And 720p on the Xbox.
Hey, bro, you know what?
Yo, even Tim Dog.
That's how I think Tim Dog. That's how I remember Tim. He cursed Larry in the mouth, pulling him out. But even with that though,
animal all over him.
Yo, even with that, right? Even with that shit right there, always would have been forgiven, but that $500 goddamn price tag.
$500.
Yeah.
If I guarantee you, if the Xbox One was $400. With the fucking, $400 for the fucking PlayStation, we'd probably be selling a different fucking tune. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know we would. You know what I mean? But, not for nothing. Like, no one, not saying no one, but because both of these consoles are upscale, and the Xbox has a great fucking scaler, the HANA 2.0. Even IGN, which was the bullshit. They said they gave the nod to the PlayStation version because it was in 1080p. Both versions were 720p after the patch, you know what I mean? So no one can really fucking tell by the human eye. I'm just being real because if they could, there would be no digital foundry with these multi-$1,000 machines, you know what I mean? Counting blades of grass. Just going by the human fucking eye, and what the fuck, you know what I mean? It is what it is, but I don't know, but before we get before we get the hell up out of here, short little mini podcast. So I'm gonna ask you, Porter Rock, then maybe Dean kind of answer this. So if you're Microsoft, what do? Sony's not bringing their quote-unquote Neo to E3. What do you do with your Microsoft? Do you change your 90-minute conference? Do you change it around and tweak it? Or could be Sony just fucking pulling a fast one and get you not to show your shit and they go, bam, here it is, bitches. Like, what do you do? Do you still keep doing what you do, or what do you do?
I will say this. Right now, Microsoft is the one that has to do something. They have to, whether everybody likes it or not, because Sony's ahead of the game at this point with the PS4.
Okay.
They technically don't have to do anything. We see the sales, we see the reactions, we see the media. They could just ride this whole gen out, and if Microsoft doesn't change, then everything's gonna just stay the same, and the generation is gonna end the way it ends. So the question is, how soon can Scorpio be ready? Because sometimes you don't have to be the most powerful, but if you could be first and then get some powerful IPs first, you understand what I'm saying? Because right now, if Microsoft could get their product out first, and even if it's just a year, they're the most powerful console, then that's a year they build up their brand. You understand?
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
Porter Rock, to be honest with you, according to more rumors and speculations, is that the Slim, quote unquote, is going to be on par with the Neo, and that the Scorpio is going to be the mama said knock you out, bitch. That's going to be the boom bop.
So let's say if they introduce the Xbox Mini, then they're heading in the right direction, because now they have the most powerful console, right? And they're most likely going to be the most powerful console for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'm here,
No
bro. Just keep
Neo
talking.
being shown.
Just keep
You know
talking.
what
I'm
I
here,
mean?
bro.
So they need to build up
Hey, yeah,
that
bro. Oh, I'm
momentum.
here. Keep talking. This is my
I
grandmother.
got
Just
it.
keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need to build up momentum. If Microsoft, let's say they'd be like, damn, Sony's not going to say nothing, well, we're not going to say nothing either, then that's Sony's advantage because Sony already has the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's Microsoft's move to change that. You
no,
know, doing nothing doesn't change anything. PS4 is just going to still sell. It's going to get bigger. The install base is just going to get bigger, and
Okay.
you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Now, here's
Something
the
has to
thing.
change, and
you
it's on
only
Microsoft to change.
Microsoft can only come first if they know for sure that their console is going to be more powerful than the PS4 Neo. There's no way that they can survive another generation with not being the most powerful
They
console.
can
That
if they're ahead. If they could
no,
release Scorpio and have like a
It's
year
not ready. It's not going to be ready
before
until next year.
I'm just I'm saying if they could release Scorpio and be
there's
ahead of
not, but
Sony,
there's not going to be. I don't think there's going to be a year gap between these consoles releasing. If one releases in the fall, October, November, the other one is going to release like in March or something like that.
Well, we got the
I
NX in March. We got the NX
Yeah, so you might have
in
the NX going against say the Xbox One Scorpio at that time.
hmm.
It's not going to be, and it's very honest to tell you, I would take a page Sony's book and I'd let those fuckers go first, see what they have, and make sure that my system is better than theirs, and
Okay.
then
I would say this: if it's a waiting game, let's say if these two are trying to do a battle of you go first, so we can make sure we have the most powerful console. The advantage is on Sony
the advantage
because
is not going to be
Sony
on Sony. No
doesn't
way.
have, they don't have to do nothing
Bro,
right
you know
now. They
what? What
don't.
route?
They have
I
to do
go against
something.
you
You
with
No,
that
have
one
they
you
because
have
don't. Their console's selling like
but
crazy.
okay, well, here, check it out.
They
Check
don't
it
have
out,
to
real
do
shit.
anything.
But
If
that's
everything,
console.
yeah,
Listen, that's this console, right?
yeah.
New consoles are coming. Okay, you gotta realize this. They have VR coming, and they invested heavily for the route again into this VR. We're talking about getting $400 million. Okay, they need the fucking what do you call this? The PlayStation 4 Neo. So and they also competing against the Vive and the Oculus Rift, and you know what I mean. But again, Sony can't afford to outspend Microsoft when it comes to R&D. You know what I mean? You say if we want Microsoft can drop a Titan in that bitch and keep it moving if they choose to. Sony can't afford to do that. You know what I mean? And also they're making two fucking hardware. They got the R&D for the console and R&D for the fucking the VR. You know what I mean?
VR,
So
sure.
they're already spreading their self thin and forgetting the other exclusives and stuff that they're trying to make or whatever movie else they're trying to fund. They're already fucking spreading themselves over crack and very thin. You know what I mean? Their console is coming out this year. According to what I read, it's coming out this year. Fucking October. Unless they're gonna push back the VR and all that shit to next year. I don't know. I don't think Sony is. I think they're gonna try to launch first and say fucking try to eat up a little bit of the install base, record these next second wave of consoles, and just hope that people will just start stay here. You're already invested into our ecosystem, but Microsoft they're coming up with two fucking devices, three fucking hardwares. That's a fact. You know what I mean? So and again. So well, I guess it was told to me by some even Microsoft higher ups that they won't be outdoing in the hardware department. Let me tell you this: if I knew about what Sony was doing, you understand what I'm saying, and quite damn believe that Microsoft know what they're doing also. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, and so they both play SP now. They both know what they're both doing. You know what I mean? All the Microsoft, hey, give me your top. Hey, AMD, what are you making? You have a Zen Pop 2 one. I want that. Fuck it, give me that. You want that
But
next console?
they could also have a bidding war behind the scenes, which obviously Microsoft would win, where Microsoft would say, okay, we want a contract to have the most powerful GPU that you're going to be able to put into a console that nobody can have specs higher than this for like 2 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They can sign contracts like that. And on the E3 thing, all Microsoft has to do, clearly they're not going to show the Scorpio at E3. I don't think they're going to show it now. All they have to do is somewhere in the presser, preferably towards the end, have some type of Scorpio teaser and I don't know, some symbol or like a little glance of the system saying coming soon, most powerful console ever. Boom. That's it. And then sit and wait and see what Sony does, man.
I don't know, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, we're gonna.
I don't think they're gonna show it, man.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna show it.
I'm just saying, if it's a game, if it's a waiting game, I truly
up.
believe that Sony has the advantage for the waiting game.
I'm really disappointed in this news today, to be honest with you, because I was really looking forward to seeing both,
But listen,
and get into these console wars. I don't
even
know,
with the
man.
waiting game, again, Sony can't wait for so long because their VR is coming out this year.
Yeah, but the
It's,
Yeah,
VR, yeah, but if it
but
comes out late,
they're trying to wait to see if Microsoft is going to show it at E3, where whatever they can do, if they can up it by 1 gigahertz, if they can 2 gigahertz to
I
try to
don't think
get.
that's going to help it.
I will say this: the VR's coming out this year. For regardless of how the quality is, its primary sales force is going to be the vanilla PS4 because there is no Neo owners, but you got 40 million PS4 owners. So the majority of the people who's going to buy the PSVR are current PS4 owners. That's just the reality. Because you got zero Neo owners. They don't exist. There's zero. All your majority of the sales force for
I'm here,
VR
guys.
is
Hold
going
on.
to come
Keep it moving. Y'all guys
from
talk. I'll be right back.
the majority of the sales force for PSVR is the current PS4 owners. Now, the reason why I'm saying Sony has the advantage, if they're going to play this waiting game, let's just say Microsoft and Sony does this waiting game. And Microsoft's like, we ain't going to say nothing until you say something. Sony's like, fine, we'll wait. The rest of 26, PS4 outsells Xbox One. Now 2017 comes. They both wait again. Well, 2017 is going to go to Sony. At a certain point, Microsoft's going to be like, we got to do something because this shit ain't working out. So fuck it.
This wait game is not going more than 3 months.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think
this,
if Neo's not announced at E3, it's not coming out this year. That's
Then it wouldn't
way
be-
too short.
well
That's
then
way
it would.
too short.
Yeah, you might have a point there. It depends.
Yeah.
It
The
depends.
soonest, like when PS3 was first announced, they originally, when they announced it in 2005, they planned for a March 2006 launch. They weren't going to release in 2005. They planned for a March 2006 launch, but the Blu-ray dial for the Blu-ray drive, something happened manufacturing, so I had to get delayed to November 2006.
Well, if the rumors are to be believed, the Xbox Scorpio is coming out next year, anyways. Because
Yeah, so it's gonna be
all the leaks say it's going to be next year, right? So
yeah, that's the rumor. So I think both will come out next year.
I just know for a fact
is going to be a full launch.
I just know for a fact this generation, there's no way that Sony's going to have the more capable hardware. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Microsoft's got very deep pockets, man.
Well,
I don't think it's so much deep pockets because, like I said, you can have the most powerful hardware, right? And it's a set price. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you can't dump more money and create something. AMD's gonna create what they create, and at a certain point, at that given time, they're gonna have the most powerful, motherboard.
Yeah,
card.
but what are you willing to pay for?
Huh?
What are you willing to pay for?
For as a consumer?
No, as a company, because behind the scenes, you gotta believe that there's got to be some type of bidding war, or there was a bidding war.
I don't think it is
going on
bidding
between
war.
her.
Remember, they're releasing a card for $199, so I don't think these cards are expensive at all. So it's not like Sony has to get into a bidding war so they could get a $500 card. Remember, these cards.
Yeah, but
and it's AMD that's presented to Microsoft. They're gonna be like, "Hey, we have the most powerful card for you guys. We're gonna sell it $50 a pop."
Yeah, but these are semi custom cards though. So these cards aren't solely just done by AMD. Like Microsoft or Sony, whatever, would say what they want on it. And like behind the scenes, like there's deals that can be struck where say, you know what, we're gonna license this type of tech architecture out with this type of CU count, and you can't give this type of CU count to another client for another year and a half or something like that. They have contracts like that, and that would screw Sony.
Yeah, it depends. But remember, AMD's got to look out for their own self-interest too. They don't want to be like, "Yo, you can't create this hardware," and they're like, "Whoa, you talking about?"
It's business. It's business.
Yeah, but
it's
AMD
business. That's just the way it works.
AMD could be like, "Whoa, well, that means we could potentially lose out this amount of money." Like, you know what I'm saying?
They're semi-custom built, so Microsoft could design something with them, and they could.
Oh yeah, that specific semi-custom thing. Yeah, it could be them, but that doesn't mean Sony can't create their own semi-custom stuff. So then it then becomes an irrelevant.
I just don't think they have the money for the R&D and I
don't know with
with all their money put into the VR.
Sony's not the richest. No, Sony by any means, they're not the rich. They're nowhere as rich as Microsoft. But at the same time, let's not pretend Microsoft's writing a blank check to the Xbox division. They're not. They are
No,
not
they're not.
blank checks no more. They have a budget. They have to work. Microsoft Corp, above Xbox, the guys who primarily got successful because of Windows, IT, Word and all that shit, they're not writing blank checks to the Xbox division no more. They're getting controlled. It might be a big budget, but it's not, hey, we're gonna give you a blank check, do what you gotta do, let's beat these Sony guys. They're not doing that. There's a budget. There's a set limit that Phil gotta work with. He has a limit. It doesn't matter, Microsoft has trillions, they're not willing to give Phil trillions. They'd be like, you get this amount. Work with this. You know what I'm saying? Because we got other projects. Hell, they just recently lost crazy money on Nokia. So they're not trying to.
Yeah, Nokia. Let's not even get into that deal. Whoever
I agree, but that's
brokered that deal needs a slap in the head.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Just because you got trillions doesn't mean you want to throw. Remember, these guys got kids they got to put through private school. And they're not gonna, they got to buy new Bugattis.
I hear you, but at the same time,
Phil has a limit. I guarantee he has a limit. This is your limit, Phil. Do what you can with this. We're not giving you.
Regardless of the limit, I know that their limit's going to be a higher limit than the Sony.
It could be.
PlayStation.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, 100%.
I will say this: Sony right now, the PlayStation is Sony's #1 driving force for success of the company.
It's definitely. It's something
They
have to sell buildings, their television divisions.
Yeah, because
they're
getting rid of all those things that don't make money no more.
The laptops are gone.
Yeah,
the phones are gone.
Yeah, they used to make CPUs. That's why they made the cell phones. So they got rid of all that. So Sony's priority is the PlayStation. Xbox is not Microsoft's priority. That is not their #1 driving force right now.
At the same time,
I would say Surface is rising up to be one of their things. But we all know
the Surface team is the one that's designing the Scorpio and the Xbox Slim, right?
Yeah, so we'll see.
I don't know. I just don't see Sony coming out with more powerful hardware this generation in the refresh. It's just not gonna happen, man.
All right, man.
It's not gonna happen. That's why
I'm saying,
and the leaks specs suggest it, because now we know that the leaks were. We know the leaks were correct.
Okay.
So if they were correct on everything, they said it was at about.
Well, remember when PS4 got originally leaked, it was 4 gigs of RAM. That was the original leak.
But RAM and teraflops is two different things, man.
I know, but I'm saying things could
teraflops
change.
Measured on the.
Things could change, and I'm not saying that's not the only time consoles change hardware design.
If they change it, then they're gonna come out next year.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, man.
Nah, man.
You know
what I'm saying? My man gonna be mad. He's gonna be like, motherfucker.
No,
it's too close to the I don't see it happening.
I think the new console is coming out next year.
Nah, it's this year. Unless they're gonna push the VR back.
Okay.
Unless they're gonna push the VR back.
You were gone. So I was saying, I don't think they're gonna push the VR back because the primary driving force for the VR is the vanilla PS4s. You got 40 million. There are zero.
I get that. What you're saying.
There's zero.
But there are certain games that are coming out for the VR, and they need that motherfucking Neo.
Yeah, that's true, but they may not release it at launch though. It might be,
I don't know, but unless, like again, I don't. Like I said, according to what I read, things can change all the time. I'm not saying that's the holy grail, but this console is coming out in October. You know what I mean? It's like I said, if this maybe this is not a last minute thing for Sony, realizing they want, because here's the thing about the specs for the Scorpio or whatever. We just started hearing about that 2 weeks ago. It's kind of late in the game. They already had contracts and signed, what they're going to pay with AMD. Like, let's kind of like to go back and change all that shit there. As far as GPU wise, I don't think they can. Maybe they can, put a CPU or more memory bandwidth or something like that, faster memory. As far as I don't think they can. There's much more they can do with that, because probably the console's going to come out in October. They probably started putting that motherfucker in production right about now.
Yeah, if it's coming in October, yes.
And according to Sony, they're not targeting the regular PS4 users. They're targeting the hardcore gamers, the enthusiasts, and people looking for a 4K Blu-ray player. They're targeting a completely different market. And let me tell you, my 4K Blu-ray player here, I have a Samsung. It costs me, I'm in Canada, so it's a different price. But in US, it's about $400 for this.
Yes.
Now, if you can walk into your local Best Buy and buy a PS4 Neo for $400, that's a 4K Blu-ray player as well as a console. You're not going to pick up the standalone 4K Blu-ray player. Most people are not. So that you got. They're trying. They're going to get a little part of the casual.
Well, even the PS3 all over again. Most people bought a PS3 to be a Blu-ray player. Just to be real. You know?
But another thing. So, but if they don't announce this at E3, then the next one is Gamescom. But Gamescom is like the middle of August. That means you have 1 month to market and ship it to stores. That's not a lot of time.
But here's the thing. It may they don't ship to stores probably in about September. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as far as marketing wise, Sony, it's a hype train right now.
That is really small window.
But just like I said, best to believe though, you know what? It's crazy. Maybe they may still show it at E3. Like you don't know. You know what I mean? Sony is very. They took the camera out the box at E3 on stage. You know what I mean? So. You don't know what Sony.
Yeah, Sony.
I think they might show like Neo trailers or something, games running on the Neo.
Yeah, we already seen that with Horizon Dawn.
Yeah, but we can see that, but I'm talking for them to confirm it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll show something like that, but I don't think they're gonna show it at E3.
And it's just strange how Andrew House
because they killed their own gusto because they could have had.
We're not showing it though.
That's
just weird.
They stole their own thunder because
that's Nintendo shit right there. You're right. And the console's coming out this year.
Yeah.
And the motherfucker's coming out this year. Like I don't
know. It's just I don't know what the that's
that is some Nintendo
shit.
Right?
It's real, but we're not showing it to you. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. What's
does something go wrong or I don't know. Maybe the original, maybe something went wrong.
I hate about Sony. Why you just can't come out there and leave, do what you're gonna do? You always wait to see what else was gonna do. You can copy motherfuckers.
That's it. We copy. That's the best feature on the PlayStation. We copy that
copy station.
We copy that motherfucker. Fucking, that's what Nintendo needs to do. They need to copy some shit.
Yeah, Nintendo needs to do. Nintendo just fucking. I don't know what the fuck. Man.
Just copy. That's all Nintendo got to do.
Like I said,
it would be really funny if Nintendo actually came up with the most powerful system.
Man. Don't sleep on it. You joking? But Miyamoto must be like, man, this motherfucker's dead. I'm gonna go back on my shit. Yo, 10 teraflops on this bitch.
Imagine that shit.
Yo.
Oh my god.
All right, we launching Mario, Metroid.
Hey, I got some comments. For you, Puerto Rock. Yo, I got some comments for you. Said PR77 sounds scared, yo.
I got God of War, dog.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
All that shit is Kratos.
We're not saying it's crazy, but I said this back then, like going forward, every game that you're going to see, as far as Sony showing their exclusives, they're going to show it to you in that almighty motherfucking Neo mode. And I would say that motherfucking Horizon, what's the name? Horizon Zero
Dawn, kid.
That goddamn game is great. You know what I mean? If you can listen, just think about this. For those of you that are still in denial, if you can get a game looking that good like that on a vanilla PlayStation 4, there will be no reason for a fucking PlayStation 5. Look at that fucking trailer. Look at what the fuck they showed you. There's no way in hell are you getting those type of visuals. You know what I mean? What we have right now. Shit, that shit it was gorgeous. My God. Like you know what I mean? I just hope it's a good game because given their track record, I hate. Fucking,
they make
Crytek. They make very pretty games, but they dog shit. You know what I mean?
You see, Crytek, Microsoft should just license their technology and that's it, and make their own damn game.
As far as what the
just any Crytek game, it's been like so generic. All their games, but they look fantastic.
They're pretty. They really fucking pretty games. I mean, gift and the curse. They can make pretty games like Killzone, pretty looking game, but the game is corny than a motherfucker. To me, I guess that's why I hope Horizon Zero Dawn is a good game. You know what game I'm looking forward to at E3? It's from the curators of Heavenly Sword. Was it Hellblade?
Oh, Hellblade. Oh yes.
Oh, I haven't even seen that.
Hell, what? That's my shit. So
Heavenly Sword was dope, man.
I thought I was the only dude that liked that.
No, Heavenly Sword was dope, man.
Yo, it was short, but yo, I was like,
that boss was hard as hell to beat, bro.
I was like, yo, this game is dope.
They didn't have trophies back then either. Every time I go to kill him, he fucking fly back. Forever to beat that motherfucker, bro. That was a good game, bro.
Yo, man, yeah. So when they're making Hellblade, I was like, okay.
Shit, I wouldn't mind seeing the Heavenly Sword too. I'll be fucking stoked.
What?
What I'm looking
on that
forward on the
Neo?
PS. I'm looking forward to the Detroit, man. I want to see that. Can't
Who's
lie.
making
That's
that?
Quantic.
from
That's
developers?
Quantic Dream.
Yeah,
Yeah, Quantic Dream.
What type of
But
game is that? Is that a game or some talking shit?
If it, there's probably in the same line as Heavy Rain.
Oh yeah.
So
It was
that's the type of games they make.
It was too much goddamn talking in Heavy
Yeah.
Rain. Like, yo,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Heavy Rain.
Like,
My wife loved that game. Like that was probably
Like,
that
yeah.
is probably the only game she would sit down and watch me play.
oh, oh,
Heavy
But
Rain. I'm like,
I would think that these guys would learn from the mistakes in the past though, and make
Yeah.
this game a little bit more action oriented, not so
man,
point and click.
ambitious. I don't know what the fuck. You know that game right there was supposed to be an Xbox exclusive, but they shot it down.
What game?
Microsoft,
Which one?
Heavenly Sword. Oh, not
Really?
Heavenly Sword. No, Heavenly Sword. Heavy Rain. But Microsoft didn't want, kidnapping kid murderer. They didn't want that shit on the console. Microsoft, they pulled the Nintendo. I was reading the article about
oh, get the fuck out of here!
it. They went to Microsoft first with that game.
Oh shit!
Wow.
They ain't want
I
no
know that.
fucking motherfucking.
Well, at the time, man, 360 was fucking killing it. They be like,
Well, they went to
we don't
Microsoft
want this
first.
shit. We
They
got
didn't want no killing kids
Yeah,
and some other shit. They ain't want this shit on the platform.
Sony said, "Fuck it, kill kids.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
We desperate. Just fucking. We
It's
desperate."
an ambitious game for that time. You know what I mean? But like I said today, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little let down. I gotta say this again because I know so the games are important, but this generation has been all about hardware, and I mean wanted to see these. I wanted to see what even I know the Neo was here. I know I've seen the people for the exact specs. I know what's under the hood, but I want to see what the fucking console looked at. Give me a price, give me a price, give me a release date. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I hope hope this doesn't backfire on Sony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, but yeah, again, before we get as a PlayStation fan, because I'm kind of let down. Are you let down a little bit? Did you want to see this mythical motherfucking PlayStation Point 5 or? Did you want to see it? Or are you a little let down that you're not seeing it for the rock?
In a way, yeah. I was kind of excited to see the Neo mode, especially if they were to announce God of War. I want to see it in Neo mode. Now that you mentioned it, so in a way, yeah, kind of. But hey, hopefully it gets made up with games and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be pissed if they blow their load and I see some boring shit. Or that Sony's not gonna like my reaction.
You gotta realize this too.
I'ma be
Sony's
mad.
E3, which I am a little. They're gonna spend a lot of time on VR. A lot of time on VR.
Man, I feel it. If it's coming out in October,
Oh no, they have to. It's coming in
choice,
October.
yeah. It's gonna have to. Yeah.
They're gonna spend a lot of
I'm
fucking
like,
time on
seeing
VR.
this shit.
But how do you show VR?
Well,
It's
I
don't
an
know. That's the
experience.
thing that don't make
You
sense,
can't
like-
show VR.
Yo,
But,
no.
but again, they have the little, they got the spectator mode, whether you can show someone playing what they're playing or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't want to see that
It
shit.
It's still
looks
not
human.
this. It's still not this like.
I had a horrible
Before I-
showing at the PlayStation Experience. Had a very horrible showing. But your E3, Sony's E3, I'm sorry to say, they're gonna lose this E3, bro.
Yeah, I think so,
God of
too.
War.
Yeah, I mean, even
Well,
if
God of War,
God of War,
is shown. I know
even if they
that.
show God of War, they're gonna be on stage. Here's Microsoft showing this all-powerful beast Scorpio, and you fucking got some.
You think they're gonna show Scorpio? I don't think
They're showing the hardware. They're showing hardware. They're bringing
think so?
hardware. They're bringing hardware. I mean,
They're gonna show. I think they're gonna show the Slim. I don't think they're gonna show.
I think
it's
they're gonna
not
show
just the Slim though. It's not even the Slim is going to be, because I'm being real. It's not just going to be the Slim. It's going to be whatever else they were. Maybe we may not see the third version, the iteration, but they're bringing hardware to E3. Like I told you, a Slim does nothing. What the fuck?
Yo, what if you do it? What would you do if they show the Slim, but it's not upgraded? It's literally the Xbox One in a tiny little package. And that's
Well, I would look at Phil like, handing your lead keys to the desk right now.
Yo, you gotta have me in that reaction video. Yo, you gotta promise me.
I'm gonna rip them. Even though I know this will
be like, nigga, what?
When you do your reaction video, I gotta be there.
Hey, bro, I know that the fucking is coming out. It was told to me, from a range that they're working on said new hardware. And my exact words to him, because I said, what they bringing some Slims. What was told to me by a certain developer, he said that the Slims are not new hardware. That's not, you're taking the same. No, it's not new hardware. You know. So, but if they're just going to do that, why would you even spend the money shrinking the fucking box? You know what I mean? Like, that's just, like, you're wasting fucking money. You could have gave me fucking Rise 2 or something more fucking like. Like you, but it's not the size of your console why it's not selling. It's the anemic GPU you got in that motherfucker. It's the fact that we get an exclusive that is 720p. That's the issue. And it's in this day and age because everything's been about power and perception. You know what I mean? It's not about the games anymore. It's been about power. That's what I'm talking about. Like, goddamn, so what is Sony gonna do? Now you're not gonna have the most powerful console in the market. Now what, Sony? What's the end game here? You just spread yourself thin. Sony's doing too much, bro. I think this shit might blow up in their face. They're making new hardware and a fucking peripheral, $400 peripheral.
Yo, we doing the most.
So what? Okay, so what do you think is going to be in the Xbox Slim then?
What I think is what I think is going to be, and here we go right here. You ready for this? This is my bold prediction here. And this wasn't told by me. I wasn't giving the keys to the castle. You know what I mean? I didn't press. That is someone's job. I just take what's given. I take the little breadcrumbs that are given to me. But I think the Slim is going to, first it's going to be 4K. So if they're going to change that little part of the motherboard, it's going to be 4K, HDMI 2.0. It's going to be a beefier GPU. You know what I mean? I think the resolution, the whole 1080p is going to go away with the Slim or whatever. We keep saying the Slim, whatever it is. But I think, I know. The Scorpio, so for Sony can't counter that, it's going to be an upgradable console. That's going to be upgradable. You know what I mean? Maybe even the Scorpio. Maybe even the Slim may be even upgradable, so that when the Scorpio comes out, that you can add this fucking Duracell battery to the back of that motherfucker. There you go, 6 more flops, bitch. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Microsoft is going to release an upgradable console. Next year. Maybe the Neo, maybe the Slim may have a Lightning port on it also. I don't know. But it's not going to be the same as that hardware. Then I hope Microsoft's not that stupid. I pray.
Yeah, me too. I'm like 50-50 on the upgraded GPU. I think the CPU might be clocked higher and whatnot. The GPU, I want it to.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Even if they upgrade the CPU, it doesn't make a difference because this generation, most engines are GPU heavy. That's why Sony's able to hit 1080p 99.9% of the time because they have a beefier GPU. Now you have games like the Infinity engine for Assassin's Creed, which is CPU heavy. Both of these consoles use what you call GPU. So whatever the GPU can handle, CPU can handle, it boosts over. So whatever the CPU can handle, it boosts over to the GPU. You know what I mean? With the GPUs.
Yeah, but the CPU at the same time though it can still.
But before, like how they used to make games, and it was kind of told to me by developers how they used to make games, CPU, then GPU. Now, like most engines are GPU heavy now. GPU, primarily heavy or whatever the case. You do have some engines that are CPU heavy, like the Infinity engine. Was that the Infinity engine that they're using for Assassin's? What's the name of the engine for Assassin's Creed?
Oh, I don't know the name of
it. Whatever. That engine right there is CPU heavy. Another example, whatever DICE. What's the engine that DICE uses?
Frostbite.
That's heavy GPU heavy. You know what I mean? That's why you won't get no 900p goddamn games with any game that DICE makes for for the multiplayer. They're all Battlefront, Battlefield. All those shits would be 720p because that's a GPU heavy fucking engine. Heavy. You know what I mean? So
no, but let's say Microsoft doesn't release upgraded hardware. They release a mini, but they release it because they could sell it at $200 because they reduced the price. It's cheaper and it's $199.
That's not gonna work.
You don't think that's gonna work? A $199 Xbox?
No, it won't. The things that it needs to have is even if they don't upgrade the GPU, it has to have a 4K Blu-ray player. It has to have HDMI 2.0. Yes. It has to do HDR. And in my humble opinion, it has to have a Lightning port, so at least you can upgrade it in the future. Minimum for that thing to even entertain coming into the market and doing well.
But again, here's the thing. You're going to release a Slim? Well, I told you. I don't know if I told you guys. I announced on my channel that that's the Xbox. Don't kill me, Phil. They're supposed to get a $279 fucking price drop. $279 and a $50 gift card. But unless they're gonna put the Slim out or a mini at $150, you know what I mean. But still though, it's gonna be hard trying to come out with this $150. Well, I'm not saying hard because people would that is the sweet spot. But they're just going to $200. But that Neo, man, we all seen Horizon Zero Dawn. Like god damn, like that's woo wee. That's a nice looking game. That's a nice little piece of ass right there, bro. That's, you know what I mean? Could you imagine? I would love to see fucking Quantum Break running on a fucking Scorpio. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man.
you
Oh,
know,
you heard of
unless
supposedly Quantum Break?
200,000 or some shit.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah, I
Hasn't,
saw
200,000.
that
hasn't
today.
even in the U.S. Still hasn't. It's under 200K.
Wait, is
But
that
you
That
know
is that
what
what?
though? That game
that
was heavily sold and marketed digitally because I bought
like
that game
holy
digitally on
shit.
my Xbox One
Wait,
so
wait,
I
wait,
could
wait,
get the
wait, wait.
PC version.
Wait,
A lot of
let me
people
get
do
this
that
right. Let
too.
me get this right. Are you
Fi-
saying
In
total
the
sales of
U.S.
only 200K
Yes, in the U.S. Not even 200K. Under
Physical,
200K.
physical,
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 physical.
physical.
for two
But that
months?
is still low
No,
for
hell, it
physical.
came in number 7 last
According
month.
no, to according to MPD,
No, it can't
so
be 2 months for only 200,000.
yes, it has not
This is
sold. Oh,
NPD's
it's
not
not. Yeah, this
reporting
is
it though.
MPD's reporting
Yeah.
physical less than 200K physical
I
sales.
gotta see that.
That is ridiculously low, even for
Wait,
2K.
wait, hold on. I can't go with
But like
that.
I said, the majority of people
Jesus.
I
I
know
mean,
bought that game digitally, man. That game was marketed heavily digitally because you got a free copy for the PC, man, and
yo,
people were getting it and selling
Wait,
their
it
PC
says
so they get
here
their money
so
back.
let's say if
Quantum Break is yet to sell over
let's
200K in
yeah,
the
so let's
US
say
at
if let's
retail.
say if digital sales in the U.S. is 100% of the physical, that means it's only
Uh,
whatchamacallit
we know it
400K
has yet to
total
sell over two.
for U.S. buyers, which is not a lot after all this time.
Well, I will say the
So
numbers
even so,
seem
yeah,
very low.
that is
Like
crazy low.
That's why, you know
I'd like
what?
to see the digital numbers on that
It
game
can't
though.
be that low.
And
It
you know
cannot be
what?
that
Fuck
low.
that. There's no damage control in this.
It cannot be that
That's
low.
dog shit.
What
That's
the
Wii U
fuck,
fucking numbers right there.
yo?
Let me
And
tell you something right there.
that game didn't deserve that either. That game's an excellent game, man.
Let me say this right here. You know what I mean? And that's when, again, I said this, I mentioned this yesterday on yesterday's show, whatever you want to call it, on the pod. You guys haven't checked out We Don't Play Names, We Play Games podcast, or knew something new, check it out, Doe Show. That's why I said there's sometimes all money ain't good money. You know what I mean? When you
Yeah.
can do more harm than good. They shouldn't have fucking released that goddamn game on Wednesday. That rubbed a lot of motherfuckers the wrong way. You know what I mean? I'm not saying
That PC shit.
yeah, I'm not saying that. I don't know, but god damn, not even 200,000.
Because I'm gonna say this,
That resolution shit tore it apart too,
if
though.
if
With
if
digital graphics.
and I don't think this whole 720p part is even
Nah, man,
a
that's
huge
what
factor.
definitely killed the.
I,
That's
I
what
don't
definitely
know.
killed the
Well, I'm
game.
gonna say this: when Bayonetta came out on the PS3 360, the PS3 port was done by Sega,
Yeah.
and it was a horrible port. And it was announced that it was terrible. Frame rates were around 25 frames, 22 frames, while the 360 version was a solid 30, and it was actually HD at 720p. The PS3 version outsold the
200,000.
60 version
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
gotta
this,
do a video on this tomorrow. Man. I gotta
because
call you
at the
back.
end of the day, it didn't
yeah,
matter.
but Quantum Break was like it was like the holy grail of the next game for Xbox One. You know,
Yes.
this game was like shown before like when at Xbox One launch. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
So do
highly
you think? So
anticipated,
you think
and
the
it was supposed to
Xbox
be
guys
revolutionary.
it bothered the Xbox guys?
I
Because
think, I think, I
I know
think,
the
I think. No,
PlayStation
no.
gamers.
I'll tell you what killed it. I'll tell you what killed it. Digital Foundry coming out and saying, "Oh, this game is 720p." Everyone's like, "Oh, this game is 720p." That narrative started again, and then it coming to PC. I saw a lot of people, and I know people that have PCs that were gonna specifically get an Xbox One just for that game.
And then
And
it
when they
came on
realized it
PC.
was coming to PC, they're like, "Oh shit, I don't need to get an Xbox One now."
Now I'll say
That game hurt them.
now I'll say with the current users, because yeah, Digital Foundry, they could bash the game, but it's still at the end of the day, it's the Xbox owner that's gonna decide to get the game or not. Does Digital Foundry have that much of an impact on the Xbox community that where a game could sell or don't sell?
I
That's
think
just a question.
I think the gaming community as a whole, this 720p, they just puke at it, man. They
Mm-hmm.
720p to this any game, they don't care. If it's 720p, they're like it's 720p, garbage, and
Oh shit.
they just don't give that type of that resolution. Any game with that resolution, they don't give it the time of day. They just don't.
Oh shit.
It's-
That's crazy, bro.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I gotta call him out on this one, man. Hey, listen, I'm about to go. Y'all, hey, Xbox fans, Xbox, y'all gonna get this work. Y'all gonna get this work tomorrow, man. Word up. That guy, this is like, it's not supporting your console, man. Like that's crazy. Like people, not people, but you Xbox guys, not even you Xbox guys, will see that one of the big knocks against the Xbox brand is they don't have a variety of games, it's just Halo, Gears, Fable, Forza, and that's it. But when we get unique IPs like Sunset Overdrive or whatever in Quantum Break, we don't go out there and support it. We don't have many third-person adventure games on the Xbox platform. We don't.
Yeah.
You know, like that's one thing at Sony Strong Suit, they have those type of games, The Last of Us, Uncharted, you know, shit, you know, even God of War, they didn't have these third-person action. We don't really have any on the Xbox One. You know what I mean? And then when we do get one, we don't go out there and fucking, like, that's bananas, man.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I'm calling on you motherfuckers out in the comment section that be in these videos and popping, didn't even go out and support the game.
He said
That's
next
bananas.
gen. Yeah, Protos is like, next gen, don't call us out.
No, man, you gotta get this work, man. You gotta get this work.
Bombs rock.
Yeah, they were all bums rock. Yeah, that's bananas, man. They didn't fucking support this game, man. How you not buy Quantum Break and you call yourself an Xbox dude, man? And sad, but we owners play their console even if it's so poor. It's not important in that
Some
game.
of us didn't want a game with 2-hour TV shows. What the fuck?
Nah, it was a good game, bro. Like, you could have skipped
It
that
looked
shit.
I say when I
Nah,
get
hey,
my
bro.
Xbox,
Hey,
I'm
listen.
playing it.
I gotta call you out, man. Hey, listen, bro.
I'm
That was a good game. You know what I mean? It
Be
was
the
something good.
201 purchaser.
Yeah, that was a good game, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this bull, you can't call yourself an Xbox, not buy Quantum Break. Like, knock it the fuck off. I don't like Halo, but I go out and fucking buy Halo every goddamn time. You know what I mean? I can't stand fucking Halo. I tell you that shit all the time. But I support my fucking platform. Like, you motherfuckers don't support the home team, man. You want to be getting that goddamn teeth kicked in. I was in this fucking Xbox group the other day and shit, right? Motherfucker said, yeah, who plays online on the 360? Add me. I almost threw up in my mouth, like, yo, you trailer trash park motherfucker. Motherfucker plays on the 360. Get out of here. What are you doing, bro? Kill yourself, bro. These consoles are $300, man.
Yeah.
Hell,
they had it at $250.
Listen, this way I don't fucking. You call yourself a gamer, right? And I'm not, and I understand some people are in different, places financially, but you're still buying games for the fucking 360. Get a fucking Xbox One. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you motherfuckers, man. I'm not talking to the 8 and 9-year-olds out there. They don't have a choice. They gotta get with them. I'm talking to you grown musty motherfuckers out there, man. Yeah, I'm about to hop on this Destiny. That's the 360 version. Come on. I swear, next time I see a motherfucking inline at GameStop buying the goddamn game for the 360, I'm going to jump knocking them the fuck out right there. I'm in jail, yo. I'm putting that motherfucker to sleep right there. Yo, nigga, shoot yourself, nigga.
and it makes no sense. These like EB Games, Microsoft Store, they had like excellent incentives for you to trade in your old Xbox 360 and get an Xbox One.
You can get an Xbox for like $100.
And I remember they had a promotion one time. Didn't matter what game it was, the minimum they would give you was $10. Even if it was a game worth 20 cents, they would give you minimum $10 on that game. And there was no limit how many games you could do to get an Xbox One.
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people holding on to the 360 PS3. I never seen a console. Usually people drop everything.
Wait, according to
this shit is just.
Wait, according to Anderson, you ain't got your shit yet. He said, "Ella, I feel you, Zaire. I'm too about to. Oh, you ain't upgraded yet, Cornell Anderson? You got 72 hours, bro. By the time you
listen, that's what I feel.
I'm knocking on the door, man. So ring the doorbell. So the door was
Cornell's rocking the 360.
Oh, Mixie Yago still got his PS3 though. PS4 is dog shit. I can't blame him. PS4 is dog shit. I can't blame him, no, man. Yeah. Miziago still got that PS3. He got the Slim. Miziago got that PS3 with that 16 gig hard drive. Isn't that when they released it? The PS3 Mini. That's the one that Miziago rocking right now.
You can only have one game installed at a given time.
Yeah, he got the 16 gig hard drive.
So don't make it as what's up, nigga.
This shit, but let me ask you a question. Before we get out, you guys have any questions for you? We can do 2 questions before we get the hell out of here.
Yeah, let's get some questions.
Let's do 2. I said, upgrade. He said, oh, they on him. Upgrade, my dude.
Upgrade, my dude. Like Cornell is the sorry people.
Oh, shit. Let me see here. Let me ask you, man.
Sergio Perez. I still got the 360 PS3, not getting Xbox or PS4 yet.
What the fuck?
It's
Sergio Perez.
Years.
What are you doing, bro?
What do you mean yet?
He must be in a third world country. No pun intended. He must be in
Shit.
Ecuador or some goddamn where.
He's waiting for the Scorpio Neo to come out to get a PS4.
Yo, you bugging. Like,
He wants that
I'm
shit
the
at
type of dude,
$79.
though. I'm the type of dude. Like, this is me, and it has nothing to do. I understand that some people can't afford things financially, but when they announce it, I'm just on to the new. I want that new shit. Like, I want it. And XP North said, next year, are you getting this Slim? If it's just a plain Slim with no upgrades, no, I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? Only reason I may get it if it has a 4K Blu-ray player. But if the PlayStation 4 Neo comes out and it has a 4K Blu-ray player, no, I'm not buying the Slim for the same specs. No, hell no. No.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
No, I will buy it. But Sergio Perez, man, you got 72 hours, bro.
Yo,
I'm gonna fucking ban your IP. You not getting no fucking YouTube, nothing. I'm gonna come down to motherfucker. We in fucking Latin America, some goddamn where. We'll ring your doorbell.
Omega's causing trouble. He's writing. Important question: what happens if Microsoft does release ever Xbox One? Releases every Xbox One exclusive on PC?
I don't care. I mean,
will Crab have no? He's asking, will Crab have another meltdown?
But to be honest, bro, you see with Sony changing their tone. They're talking about they're going to make release PlayStation VR for PC. They want to get that money.
Yeah, that VR.
Yeah. You know what? Don't get me wrong. Just to be honest with you, the only way that really, really matters or something is to us, quote unquote, in this quote unquote console war. Because if you look back at some of Microsoft's biggest exclusive IPs, they were all on PC. Halo, Jade Empire,
Gears. PC.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you're a console dude, you're a console dude. You know what I mean? It's that we keep our finger on it and know with every new. The average Joe Smo, just be honest with you, don't really give a fuck where is that. They just know they go into GameStop and, hey, give me that such and such copy. They don't care what's on PC. It may seem a little fucking nasty and funny to us at the end of the day, but it's the casuals who rule, and the casuals don't give a fuck if you can play that goddamn game on a fucking keyboard or a calculator. They just want that, you know what I mean? You know, Messiah Pro AOZ, you're running from me on that 2K, bro. You don't have no game. Messiah, me running? Nah, man. I let somebody's grandmother hold my 2K. They ain't bought that shit back.
Messiah's one of those laggers. You know, you start rocking them.
Yeah.
Time to hit the lag switch.
Yeah. That boy. I just got here. That boy. Let me ask you a question. I got a question for my man right here before we get the hell up out of here. How do you put it? That boy young? Let me ask you a question.
That boy young.
How do you feel about Sony not having the more powerful goddamn Neo? How would you feel about that? You know what I mean? Because I guess what's the reason why you prefer the PlayStation? Are you playing those fucking what do you call them shits? Dora the Explorer 19 and Doom Style. You know the goddamn game. Like, man, you Porter Rock, you're a PlayStation dude. Are you into Persona 5 and those type of attack and attack? Are you into games like that?
There's only a few so there's only a few Japanese games. Like Valkyria Chronicles, which is RPG.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few that I'm into, but like I'm not into the anime ones out of cartoons. I don't really care for those. I'm not into Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. I'm in like the few that I like are actual game-based ones. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's because I've been playing them since Super NES and Nintendo, yeah. So I got used to playing some of those games. But I'm not into like One Piece and that anime shit.
One Piece Blood.
I'm not into that shit. I'm not into that games that are. I'm not really into games that are from TV shows. Oh. I think they're just like cash,
cash grabs.
Yeah, cash grabs. I'm not into that shit. They don't have no good gameplay and shit. Nah.
Okay, main.
There's only a few.
UPCDCZ, what's your schedule for E3 Monday? We're going to be doing a pre-E3 show on the Mooch's channel and a live E3 show for BGST on my channel, then the after Microsoft account on Crab's channel. So a pre on Mooch's channel, live during on my channel, and the after our thoughts on Crab's channel. And the same thing with Sony. We're going to do a pre-Sony on Mooch's channel, a live Sony on my channel, and after work on Crab's channel. So
you guys are putting in work.
Yeah,
and after gaming on my channel.
Yeah, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, but
that boy Young, what he said?
What he said?
He said, Yo Z, why MS not releasing any pre-E3 trailers like Sony? I can answer that because they ain't got shit.
Oh shit! And listen, and they say that shit Xbox versus Pony. You said why? You said why? Listen,
everybody too scared.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you a question though. You know what I mean? Real shit, real pony shit right here. You horse face motherfucker.
The bias.
Hey, that boy Young. You want to know, right? You want to know why, right? Microsoft again because Sony ain't got nothing new. We already seen fucking Horizon Zero Dawn. We did so. Microsoft just released Cuphead. You ain't seen that epic Cuphead fucking gameplay, nigga.
Indies don't count, remember, dog?
Yeah, look at that motherfucking Cuphead. That Cuphead looks serious, boy.
Oh shit.
But nah, man,
we need a new Xbox Pony, man. Somebody got to show up, man.
Listen, guy, listen. I need an Xbox. I need an Xbox for Porter Rock, and I need one for fucking what's the guy's name? RXL, aka RX Donkey Rider. That motherfucker ride donkeys to work and shit. Wild old days and shit. I need one for RXL, man, 209, man. I already destroyed RXL. I don't want to do them dirty again. And, I never uploaded that video. It wasn't even fucking close. You know what I mean? But I beat the fuck out of RXL in the fucking video. I still got that shit on my cloud somewhere. I might upload that shit. I beat the fuck out of him, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he said, damn, Daniel.
Look at them veins. I give free tutoring lessons to all ponies for debating.
Hey, yo, but listen, I need an Xbox out there. I had fucking Jay Centuries, but he fucking, I don't know what the fuck happened to that dude. He went crazy on me and shit. He said I was talking about him and the jokes I was making on there. He took that shit personal. I'm like, whoa, I can't do this one here, bro. I don't know what the fuck happened to dude, man. But so I need an Xbox guy out there, man, to come out and have some fun, man. But anyway, thank you for rocking out with my boy Dean. I'm gonna get the link to Dean's channel again and put that in the comment section. And my boy Porter Rock, who just started his channel. He has a channel dedicated to Legos, where he unboxes Legos and shit. And fucking Minecraft toys. So check out my man Porter Rock.
The very best exclusives from Xbox. Minecraft.
You know what I mean? And before we got here, Microsoft would like to thank all of you ponies that ran out there and bought Uncharted. They say thank you for their payday because they got $8 per game off that shit that was sold. You know what I mean? Because you licensed that Havoc engine. Microsoft says thank you to you all.
You know what's sad?
Motherfuckers.
They made more money from Uncharted than they did Quantum Break.
Oh shit! Oh, hey, listen, don't start that. Don't start that shit, Porter Rock. Cause me and you can swear, bro, any day. Me and you can swear. Hold up, yo. Don't try that shit on the train. Don't try that shit on the train. Yo, we out here, bro. Yeah, that's just big.
That shit is funny to me.
And I grabbed that nigga's dick. He was choking me out. I grabbed his dick. Look, he gonna tell me he wanted motherfucking 40. It was $40 for some head, and then another 20 for some ass. But he only gave me 30, so I had to grab that nigga's dick. You know what I mean? He gonna just take my ass and some head, and only pay for one. Yeah, he called big cock sucker. You don't want to get that. What's wrong with you, man? Right behind bars, baby. Right behind bars where niggas get scarred and get your dick pulled for a candy bar. Yeah. Yeah, nigga, next you'll make a rap song about that nigga. Yo, I'm out of here, man. All day, man.
Yo, what?
Shout out to my man, a.k.a. Addict Dweller, a.k.a. Sensei Duck Feet, man. Fuck the 560 Ti Master. We out of here, man. Bang. We're going. Oh, I can't even close the channel. Oh. Here we go.
Are we on the air? We on the air?
Oh, we still live. We out of here now. Yeah, he gonna grab that nigga dick. We off the air right now, though.